Hello my dear sewing friends, it's Alisa here. Welcome, and today we're going to be talking about different gift ideas for men in our lives. Now I know it is a difficult question, believe me, I totally hear you. I deal with that every single year, and the lack of ideas and inspiration can definitely sort of like roadblock your creativity. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what am I working on for my hubby this year, and I will also list all of the ideas that I used in the years past and what worked particularly well for my husband, for my dad, uncles, and other men in my life. So with that, I welcome you to episode number 4 of this gift making series of this year. Now, if you haven't seen the first, second, or the third episode, no worries at all. I will leave those links in the description of this video, and there, as always, you will find other goodies like coupon codes and discount codes and other advice on hemming and doing the seams and everything that you will need in order to make these gifts look the best that they can. Now, before we start, I think it's really important, at least in my opinion, to ask ourselves, or better yet, ask the person for whom this gift is intended, what is their style, what is their preference, and what is their need. So for example, in my case, I'm going to be making a gift for my hubby, and I know that especially for holiday season, he quite likes some really fun and interesting holiday themed apparel. So I think I'm going to make him a holiday sweater. Now, last year I made a matching set of pajamas for the entire family. Well, I say the entire family, there's only 3 of us, but the entire family participated. We were choosing colors and fabrics together, designs for the t-shirts, and then I drafted pants for everybody. It was definitely fun, a little bit of a challenge because you're dealing with individuals, of course, and their preferences and whatnot. But as a result, everybody loved wearing their matching pajamas. I was kind of really surprised because we're not really that much into that. There's nothing wrong with that. We're just, as a family, we never did anything like that. So it was really great to see everybody enjoying the moment, enjoying the holiday season. And if I have enough fabric here, if I can manipulate it and squeeze out, maybe I can make 3 matching sweatshirts out of this. So here I find that the easiest way to go about it, especially if you're making it for somebody who lives in your household, like your husband, or perhaps your dad, or a brother, or an uncle, or whatever, is to grab a piece of clothing that you know that they like and you know that fits them really well. You can either take the measurements and then draft it from scratch, or you can actually copy that and turn it into a pattern. Of course, you can also just take the measurements and then buy a commercial pattern that is already made and ready to go. In my case, I'm going to use an existing sweatshirt and turn that into a pattern. Now, I know that sometimes people look down on this technique as something that is subpar, but if you pay close attention to details and if you do a really good job copying and turning this garment into a pattern, then it works really well. So as long as you do a good job, and I have a full video on how to do that exactly, step by step, what to know, what to pay attention to, so I will leave that in the description of this video. While I'm creating this pattern, I want to show you the sweatshirt that I'm using as a base a little bit more up close, because this could also be a really great gift idea. Now, the sweatshirt itself was bought, but I did put the graphic on top of it, and here you can use any vinyl cutting machine that you have, or you can even buy some of these designs online. And here, possibilities are endless. You can do dad jokes, inside jokes, really funny nicknames, or anything else that you can get in retail stores that will make a really fun, thoughtful, and personalized gift. So for example, ew, David, that's an inside joke, and I made this t-shirt for my sister's boyfriend. Alright, the pattern is ready. Now I just have to take a look how much fabric I have. And by the way, this fabric is from a dear sewing friend, and this fabric traveled all the way across the ocean from Ireland, so this is extra special. And while I'm at it, here's another idea that worked really well for me for the gifts for men in the past. Just so happens that in my family, most men really are great cooks, much better than any of the females that we have in our immediate family. And I made some aprons, and those aprons instructions, you can also jazz up with some really fun sayings or quotes, or make it from some really fun character fabric that you know they're a fan of. Now, going back to my fabric and the positioning of the print, I think I'm going to have enough for 2 sweatshirts, one for my husband and one matching one for my little one. And I think I'm going to make an executive decision and add a second fabric to the mix. So this is also French terry, but this one is just solid blue, and this blue, this is out of my stash, just so happens to be very, very close to the overall blue in this printed one. So that way I can combine those two and make the most out of what I have. Now I have to cut the pattern pieces and of course put it all together, and then at the end I want to jazz it up with a really special sewing tag that I haven't tried before. It's a special kind. That's at the end though. But right now it's time to sew and put this all together. Alright, both of the sweatshirts are done, and they came together rather quickly because they are just sweatshirts. And if you need any helps with achieving that perfect neckline, sewing on cuffs, finishing the hems, I have all of those step-by-step tutorials on my channel. So now let's go ahead and try that new label. As you know, I do think that adding a little label to your handmade gift does go a long way, especially if this handmade gift is for somebody who's perhaps a little bit skeptical of any handmade nature of anything. But usually I use woven labels like these. I decide what I want to put on them and I order them from a company that I can vouch for. It's a Wunder label. I do have affiliate link and I do have a discount code for you. Both of those are in the description of this video. But I have never tried these vinyl transfer labels. So woven labels, 100% I can vouch for them. Vinyl labels, never tried. I don't know how they're going to hold up in the wash, but let's see how these transfer. The instructions basically say to put it down, then to place a layer of parchment paper between iron and the plastic, but I just used my tracing paper, and then hold it depending on whatever the type of fabric that you're using, and after that, ta-da, you get a label. Now it does say that it's highly stretchable, so if I stretch it, because it is a stretchy fabric, I mean, it does retain its shape. I just don't know how long it will last. It does say for 60 washes, so we'll see. This is for my husband. I thought that I would use this as a test subject, but I do know that whenever he gets t-shirts from the store and they have these sort of iron-on labels, they do very quickly get super sort of crusty, and then they start peeling off. So I don't know, I can't vouch for this one yet, but it was really fun and exciting to use it. So now let me show you how these look. Here's another idea that worked really well in the past, and that is to make any sort of like bag or a pouch or a case. So for example, toiletry bag for travel. Basically, it's just a big boxy pouch, something like we did in a previous episode of this series, but just in a larger scale. Then of course, travel case or a first aid pouch, or perhaps a laptop or a tablet case. I also gave wallets in the past and they were really well received. However, I did not make them myself because at that time I wasn't really into leather crafting or sewing with leather, but perhaps if you are, then this could be another really great idea. The bottom line for me is to ask these 2 questions for any type of gift, not just for gifts for men. And that is, number 1, can I make it unique, and can I make it that it lasts for years and years and is cherished? And number 2, do they actually need it? So when you combine those 2, the unique side of handmade plus the need and versatility and actually being useful, you will get the best idea ever. And if you need more, click right over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next episode of this handmade gift series. Bye!